Welcome to this week's vlog where we're covering the special exercises and the special approach C-section moms need to take to help recover their core safely. As you likely already know, with a C-section, it's very invasive, okay? Your doctor is going to cut through and separate several layers of your tissues. One of those layers includes your abdominal wall. So they are actually going to stretch the abdominal wall side to side. When this happens and when they cut through the tissues and the nerves, they're actually disrupting something that's called your anterior oblique sling. And what that is, it's a grouping of muscles that starts from one side of your obliques, it crosses over your pubic bone and attaches to your opposite inner thigh. So you have one on each side of your body. When this system gets severed, it decreases the coordination and the function between your upper and your lower body moving together. So traditional core exercises, core rehab exercises postpartum can work for you after a C-section, yes. But if we pay special attention to exercises that work, this anterior oblique sling, your core is going to get that much stronger and you're going to feel that much more stable. So paying special attention to working exercises that target one side of your oblique and your opposite inner thigh are really helpful and really vital for C-section moms. So let's talk about a safe timeline for returning to more intensive core exercises after a C-section. So your first 6 to 8 weeks or so, this is just gonna be, let's focus on building a solid foundation and more rehabilitative type exercises. So you're looking at deep diaphragmatic breathing, expanding 360 degrees on your torso. You're looking at coordinating your breath with your pelvic floor. Once you've got those two down, you can then coordinate your breath, pelvic floor, and your deepest core layer, your transverse abdominis. That's that side-to-side band that kind of acts like your body's natural corset, okay? Those muscles are all affected during your C-section, so we want to start there because they're your deepest level, bring them back together, and then we can build from there. So in addition to working those 3 coordinated muscle groups, we're looking at some scar mobility to make sure that scar tissue doesn't form deeply into your abdominal cavity, which is going to impact your core function, other internal organ function, and just overall aesthetics and also pain. Okay, and you're also going to be doing some full body mobility work. That is going to help keep the body moving well, keeping you as minimal aches and pains as possible in your new mommy era. Okay, so if you're wondering, that's great, but how the heck do I do it? I got you. I have a 7-week post C-section recovery program. So for 7 weeks, you're going to get targeted exercises that are going to work your mobility, your breathing, your pelvic floor, your core, as well as scar mobility, plus some additional tips. So every week builds upon the last, so whatever you did week 2, week 3 is gonna take that a step further. And what this does is it's building your foundation, it's helping your body heal at the deepest level so that once all of that is under control, you are better able to take a step closer towards returning to your normal workouts. And that is going to be where we are going to start incorporating those cross-body exercises, working your anterior oblique sling. So as a reminder, your anterior oblique slings run across your body from one oblique across your pubic bone to your opposite inner thigh. And this muscle system gets disrupted during a C-section. And it's really important to restore it because not only does it help transfer load and force between our upper and our lower body, but it also helps stabilize our pelvis, and it helps us with not only our everyday moves, but our more athletic and functional moves as well. So we want to make sure that we pay special attention as C-section moms to restoring the function and the connection between your oblique to your opposite inner thigh with cross-body movements. So let's get into what that could look like. Before you start these cross-body movements, you want to make sure that you do have good coordination between your breathing, your pelvic floor, and your deepest core layer. So you should be able to coordinate those 3 muscle groups on your inhales and your exhales. And you should be able to do more basic rehab-like core exercises without any doming or coning. That's gonna mean that your core is ready for deeper function and a deeper challenge. If you're ready, one of the first exercises you can do is a half kneeling rotation. So you would come into a half kneeling position with one foot in front, opposite leg on the floor behind you. Whatever leg is in front, you're gonna let that knee drop out to the side and you're gonna rotate your body the opposite direction. Now I'm gonna inhale, exhale, find that deep core system coordination, and I'm going to come back towards midline and then some. So I'm letting this knee now drop in and rotating as far as I can. Slowly release, inhale, exhale, and come through. Okay, so now if body weight feels super easy for you, there are a few ways we can progress this exercise to make it more challenging. The first is to simply hold a dumbbell up by your chest. So inhale, here. Okay, you can also add a band around that front inner thigh. So I have a band attached to the side here. I'm gonna put my foot through it. So now this band is actively pulling my inner thigh or my whole thigh out to the side. So I'm gonna get in my setup position. And now I have resistance against my inner thigh movement. So just a little bit of an additional challenge. If you want a little bit more, the further away the weight is, the more challenging. You could also tuck your back toes under, and as you twist, unweight your back knee. Inhale down, exhale lift. The half kneeling archer chest press is a variation of that half kneeling rotation. So you're still gonna start in this half kneeling position, but now I have a band attached behind me that I'm going to bring up. So whatever arm is pressing, opposite leg is in front. But I'm gonna start at the same. This leg's gonna drop out to the side. I'm gonna rotate open. Then this knee is gonna come inward towards you as I press and rotate the opposite direction. So I'm working this oblique, this inner thigh. If I wanted to progress this, I could do the same thing and add a band attached at the other side. So then I would be pulling inward against the band. I could also do like the half kneeling rotation by lifting my back leg as I rotate. So a further progression of the half kneeling archer press would be to come to a standing lunging archer press. So I'm going to stand, split stance, opposite arm is pressing from the front leg. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to rotate my body open. As I twist and rotate, I am lowering into a lunge. So I'm going past midline, crossing my body, opposite oblique to inner thigh, opening back up. Exhale, open back up. If you had the capability and the equipment, you could attach that band above this knee to work the inner thigh as it drops in or resists that outward lateral pull. So here I'm working oblique, opposite inner thigh. The cross press is a great place to start if these moves are still too challenging along your core line. So you would lay on your back, and you can either use a prop or not, but you would lay flat on your back. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, pelvic floor, deep core coordination, and then I'm going to use that deep core to lift. I'm either taking my opposite hand or prop if I need to push into that thigh. So my oblique is on to prevent my body from rocking, and this inner thigh is on because I'm pushing kind of on the inside of my knee. So if you feel like your leg is too far, you can add a prop, whether it's a block, a yoga block, a ball, a pillow, or if you're able to get good height, use your hand. A progression of this would be to have your opposite leg out flat on the floor. So now you have a little bit less stability. So inhale, fill, exhale, coordination, and then you're either pressing with your hand into that opposite inner thigh, or again, you can add a prop. So now again, this is more challenging because this leg no longer stabilizes you with a flat foot. You have a little less overall stability. And you can further progress this by turning it into a bridge march. So only progress up to here if you're able to keep your pelvis nice and steady. So imagine you had a level tool on your pelvis, and the bubble of that level is staying right in the center line as one foot leaves the floor. One of the more advanced anterior oblique exercises is a Copenhagen plank. So you would start this with an elevated surface for your forearm. So you're going to come into a side plank. Okay, exhale, find your deep core engagement. So we're working our bottom oblique here. In order to work this opposite inner thigh, I'm going to slowly breathe out and unweight this leg. You can either hold, you can do a couple swings, you can coordinate it with your arm as well. But here I'm going oblique, cross to opposite inner thigh. And to progress this, you can use a lower and lower surface. Or you would then put your inner thigh and knee on the block, forearm on the floor. Exhale, lift into a side plank. And then big exhale, push this top knee into the ground or into the bench, and then slowly unweight your bottom leg. So now I'm working this oblique opposite top inner thigh. And same thing, you can either just hold, you can do a couple lifts and lowers, you can do some swings. These are just a few examples of exercises that target that anterior oblique sling. So just think oblique, cross the body to the opposite inner thigh. Any exercise that works those two muscle groups is going to target that anterior oblique sling and help rebuild core strength that was severed during your C-section. I'm going to put a bunch more links in the description of this video below, so definitely check that out so you can see a few more of those exercises. All right, so to sum it up, we want to make sure that we build safely and strongly. So those first few weeks post C-section, we're going to focus on deep breathing, coordinating that with our pelvic floor, coordinating that with our deepest core layer, our transverse abdominis, that corset muscle. We're going to work on scar mobility so that our core muscles have good function and good ability to move. We don't want scar tissue to lock them in place. We're going to work on overall full body mobility so that our muscles are in the right place so that they can fire properly. All right, so when we work on that foundation first, build that without any doming, coning, pulling on your incision, discomfort. Once you're able to master those things, and then you're able to build your way up further into your post C-section timeline, where we can start to add these cross body activation moves that are going to strengthen your anterior oblique sling. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below or shoot me a DM over on Instagram at birthbodysoul. Be sure to check out the description below. I'm going to put a few more links to exercises that you can check out that are going to help engage that anterior oblique sling. There will also be a link to that 7-week C-section guided recovery program and a few other things, including this week's written blog that goes along with today's vlog video. As always, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow along so that you can have access to the next week's vlog. I'll see you next week.